Hello everyone, it's Maria here from Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be making a card with the my favourite things, Somebunny stamp set. It is so cute. I absolutely love this stamp set, and I'm going to use that particular rabbit in this card. At this stage, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I just know the colours. So I'm just going to be using Stampin' Up's Purple Posy cardstock, which is half an A4 and scored in half again. And I'm just going to be burnishing the score line with my bone folder there. And some of this video will be in real time, some of it will be a little bit faster, just so as not to waste your time. I've got some scrap whisper white piece of cardstocks there. I've got one that's a 1/4 of an inch shorter than the card base, and then I've got one for the inside as well. But in this video you will not see me using the one on the inside. And this particular card that I'm making, I'll be making twice, but I'll be making only one card for this video. So you will see me coming up stamping the images twice. So I'm just giving you a warning. And I'm using my Stampin' Up Stamparatus stamping platform. I really love that stamp platform. I think it's wonderful. I really like also how the plates can be notched in, and you can move it down for successive stamps. So it's really good that way, and you can line things up really easily. So for me, it's great. So I'm just going to get those stamps off the acetate sheet there. So I'm just grabbing that bunny, and I'm also going to be grabbing the basket. Well, it's not a basket, it's a that thing you pull along. I've forgotten, like a wagon full of flowers. Sorry, words escape me sometimes, so please forgive me when I'm describing things because I forget. So I'm just putting that now into the Stamparatus, and I'm going to be inking that up with Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I'm just going to show it up close. So that's the ink I'm using. And this is the first time I'm stamping with the stamp, so I'm just going to get a scrap piece of paper and I'm going to stamp that, and to make sure that it works well, to kind of condition the stamp as well. So I'm just going to stamp it in there, and then I'm going to stamp on the actual scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock. So I'm going to ink it up again, and then you'll see me stamping that twice, and then you'll see me moving the plate down a notch, and that will enable me to stamp it again without moving it. So it makes life really, really easy. That's why I love this thing. And I'm just using my, stamping glider thing just to help me push down and give a little bit of pressure. So I'm moving it down a couple of notches to make sure that the images don't, I don't stamp over the other one, sort of thing. And I'm inking that up again, and we'll stamp that through. And I'm just using my Ladybug glider again for that. Super cute. I'm just going to clean everything up, take things out of the way. And yeah, I'm just giving that a clean with my chamois. This bit I should have made faster, but I didn't. So anyway, it doesn't matter. The rest is going to go through lightning speed. So what I'm going to do now is just put all my stamps away, and then I'm going to start colouring in my image. So I'm just putting everything away just so that there's not an explosion of mess on my table. And so I'm just going to be using my Copic Zero Colourless Blender, my Copic Chow marker, and I'm using my Albrecht Durer Faber-Castell Watercolour Pencils. Okay, so now that I've finished colouring everything, I'm going to be bringing in my Silhouette PixScan Mat. This mat is fantastic. You can cut out all of your stamped images with that mat, and your Silhouette Cameo using either a camera or your phone. So I've finished now cutting that out with my Silhouette. I did that off camera. So now I'm just removing my cuts off the mat, and I'm now just putting the top protective film on it. And now I'm just going to just finish kind of blending out the stamped image there, because there were bits there that were not as smooth as I wanted them to be, and they are perfect. So I'm just going to bring out now a homemade stencil that I made with my Silhouette Cameo. And I used basically, you know, those plastic dividers that you put in your folders, basically that. And I used my Silhouette Cameo to cut out a stencil that I've made. And the circle in that image there is 3.25 inches. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taping down my sheet there, my stencil, and I'm using my Nuvo blending brushes. I love them so much now. And so now I'm just going to be using my Kitsch Flamingo Distress Oxide ink, and I'm just blending that in. And you'll be seeing me going backwards and forwards with the blend to kind of make it as smooth as possible. So I'm just wiping that off, and then I'm going to get my purple colours, which is Wilted Violet, and that's the one I'm using now, and I'm just blending that through. So you'll be seeing me going backwards and forwards with this. And I think that's Wilted Violet. No, it's Shaded Lilac. Sorry about that. It's Shaded Lilac. And then the last colour I'm using, which is that one now, that's Wilted Violet. Sorry, I had to get my colours right because I forget. Even though it's right in front of me, I forget. So anyway, I'm just blending, and I'm going back with, I think I will be going back with another colour. And I'm just wiping the stencil down, so when I'm, ink blending, I don't contaminate colours. And I have basically a Nuvo brush for every colour. So one for purple, one for pink, and one for brown, one for red. You get my drift, but it doesn't matter whether it's light brown, or light purple, dark purple. All I'll be doing in between those colours is just wiping that off, as you're seeing on the screen. So now I'm going back with the Kitsch Flamingo, and I'm just going to now blend over the top of that Shaded Lilac that I just put through again now. And so yeah, you tend to go backwards and forwards when you're ink blending. I'm sure you all know that, but for those that are new, that's what you do to get the colour that you like. So I'm just wiping my homemade stencil, and it worked out perfect. It's nice and thin, and it's good enough for you to use again and again, and also to ink blend over. So now I cleaned it, and I'm just going to spritz some water, and I put the stencil back over, and I spritz the water there just to get a reaction from that. And I'm just going to grab a tissue, and I'm going to just blot it off. And so now you'll see me revealing very quickly what I did, the effect. So there is like splatter marks all over it. So I'm just showing you that I've made other stencils as well with my Silhouette Cameo. So now I'm just going to bring in my images just so you can have a look and see how I'm going to place it. I'm bringing my Stamparatus again, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Somebody is thinking of you. So that's the sentiment. Now, just a little disclaimer. What happened was I lost footage. I don't know how, but I just lost footage. And so you'll see me all of a sudden just putting, just showing you the finished product. So basically I stamped that with the Memento ink, and then off camera, because I didn't realize, I didn't have it playing, that I stamped some flowers that were from the stamp set, and then I stamped those 3 times, and I colored them off camera. And then you'll see me in a second finishing up with the finished product. So as you can see there, so I put the rabbit and that little wagon with the flowers on dimensionals, and then I cut out So I was just showing you, I just put them together and I realized, I went, oh no, I didn't record, or something happened. Anyway, so I'm showing you what I did, and I used dimensionals. And then what I did was I stamped the flowers 3 times and I fussy cutted them out. And now that's the finished product. So I used the same colors as I used within the rabbit, and also my colors there with my distress oxide, and that's the finished product. So it's super simple, really cute. I absolutely love it, and I hope you do too. And that's from the My Favorite Things Somebunny stamp set. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate your support and kindness.